For the first build, it's going to be the Orbital Laser, Strafing Run, Arc Thrower, and Laser Rover. We're going to combine this with a Stamina Enhancement, obviously depending on if you're a team or not. Maybe your teammate picks this up and you got to pick up something else. That's going to be up to you. For the weapons, we're going to go with the Sickle Grenade Pistol, and then for the grenade, it's going to be the gas nades. For the armor, it's going to be medical armor with 6 stims. So the way this build is going to work, you're going to have your Orbital Laser for the bigger targets. So let's say you're getting overwhelmed with tripods or flying enemies or whatever it is, you seem to have a problem. That's what you keep this for, because I promise you, when you throw this in, they get absolutely destroyed. Now, if you do get like 2 or 3 tripods pushing you, what I like to do is throw the laser, and then as it's working on one of the tripods, I immediately start shooting the other 2 because I want to break their shields ASAP. If I manage to do that, by the time that the laser is done with the first one, it's going to be able to take out the second one much faster. And that is something you want to focus on. So if you have 2 big enemies, focus on the shields as soon as possible to make the job for the laser much easier. Then we have the Strafing Run. This one is good no matter which enemy you're going against. If you're going against the big enemies, which is the tripods, you're going to destroy the shields in one go, which then creates an opening for either, the laser or arc thrower, but it can also destroy hordes of zombies, and you get 5 of them. The cooldown is pretty low. You can't really go wrong with this one. Now let's talk about the arc thrower, because this is kind of what puts this build together. This is a weapon that gets the job done across the board no matter what enemy you're going against, right? So let's say your laser's on cooldown, your strafe is on cooldown. The reason I like arc thrower is that you still don't worry about anything because it covers all of the enemies. It stun locks them, it deals massive damage, it can annihilate hordes of zombies extremely easily with just a few shots, and it also takes care of the tripods. So it is like a backup plan if these things are on cooldown. And then we have the rover, the laser, right? This one will not let any of the zombies get close to you. Now, that said, you got to be careful. Sometimes you might have to, dodge it a little bit because it does go crazy and it doesn't really care if you're standing in front of it. And to be honest, I don't get how this super Earth and trillions of dollars are probably being spent on technology, but the AI in this thing is absolutely ass, so it can't really tell apart, so it can zap you too, so you got to be careful, okay? But if you manage to stay alive, apart from that, it doesn't really have issues. It really doesn't, and it does a great job at keeping you alive in any other way but that one. Then we have the sickle, a weapon that has unlimited ammo, one-taps the zombies to the head, does great when it comes to ad clear, and it's also very good against all of the other enemies as well, such as the melees, the flying enemies. As long as you're landing your shots and know the weak spots, you shouldn't have any problems. We're gonna go for the grenade pistol next because we do need to take care of the ships. So if some of the things are on cooldown, then you're gonna have this one as an option and you shouldn't have any issues. But let's say you don't really care about the ships as much, you're not playing blitz and it's not that important for you. In that case, what you can do is swap this out for the plasma pistol. And I like this one a lot because it does a great job at ad clear with the charged shots. So that one's going to be kind of up to you, but both of these things are very strong currently. Gas grenades are a very powerful tool against the zombies as well. So it will keep you alive much more than you think. If you're getting swarmed from every side and you can't seem to run away from them, or you're getting caught off guard, that is precisely when you throw this down and they're just gonna scatter all over the place, which creates openings for the grenade pistol, sickle, arc thrower, strafing, whatever it is. Every single one of the items that you have in your loadout is just going to have an easier time at clearing the enemies. So you can't really go wrong with the gas nades. And then for survivability, we're going to go for the medical armor with 6 stims. This next build is probably the most fun build in the game against Illuminates. We are going to combine, once again, the Orbital Laser with the mech. This is going to be the Emancipator. This thing is unstoppable against the Illuminates, dude. It destroys everything and it's so much fun to use. But then we're going to pick up the flamethrower and the jump pack. There's a very important part of this build that you need to know when it comes to the armor. But first, let's talk about the Emancipator, because this thing makes the game extremely easy against Illuminates. For example, if you're playing the Blitz mission, you could literally call this down and complete the whole mission with this alone. You're not even gonna need anything else. It destroys the spaceships, the tripods, the flying enemies, the zombies. You have more than enough ammunition. You just can't go wrong. Now, the flamethrower in combination with the jump pack is where it's at for this build. So what's going to be happening is that you're going to be burning the ground when it comes to the zombies, so they don't get close to you. So you're going to be walking backwards. You're going to burn the ground, then keep moving backwards. However, if you feel like they're still somehow managing to get through, or you're getting pushed by the melee enemies, you are going to use the jump pack to create more range that burn the ground again. And you're essentially just creating this huge area of fire so that they keep going down. It's extremely fun. But the crazier thing is you are also going to be pushing the tripods, right? All you really need is to pick up the arc armor. The bigger targets, the tripods, the only powerful thing that they really have against us is that arc damage that they deal once we get close. However, if you put on an armor that has 95% arc resistance, that's not going to be doing anything to you, which means that you can run under the tripod like an absolute maniac and burn them down actually very easily. The flamethrower does tons of damage, so you are going to be killing him pretty fast, and you're going to be very safe when it comes to the arc damage as well. You do want to clear around the tripod a little bit before you attempt that, because if you're getting swarmed by zombies or the melees or getting shot by, the longer range enemies, you could go down pretty fast. So make sure to kind of clear around the tripod as much as you can, and then just rush them with the jump pack and absolutely destroy them with the flamethrower. I promise you, you are going to have a phenomenal time, and it's just a lot of fun to do so. For the weapons, we're going to pick up the Purifier. I mean, you can't really go wrong with this one. It has amazing ad clear with the charged shots. It also 2-taps the flying enemies with the charged shots. Personally, for me, I always charge up the shots because the ammo economy is so good when you do that. Every shot just gets you a bunch of kills instead of like just quick tapping it and, getting less kills. So that's going to be up to you, but that's how I prefer to play with it. And then the grenade pistol for the spaceships, and the stun grenades are going to be there if you're kind of losing the control over the battlefield, right? If you're getting pushed by a lot of zombies or melee enemies and you can't seem to control it, or out of nowhere you just need to reload your flamethrower, that's when the stuns come in. You drop this down, they stop in their tracks, and now you can just safely reload and then just burn them down pretty easily. Okay, with this next build, you're gonna have a lot of items from the new war bond, and on top of that, it's just so much fun because you're gonna feel like literally like Achilles. Now, for all three builds, I am gonna be utilizing the laser when it comes to the red stratagems. However, if you want to switch this out, for example, with a 500, or you feel like you're not having a lot of issues with the bigger targets, you can use the strafing run, orbital gas. There's a bunch of options against the Illuminates. Now, in combination with the laser, we are going to be picking up the new shield. Now, this is here for a specific reason, and you'll see that when we move on to the primary weapons and secondaries. Next up is the laser cannon, and because Illuminates are way more well designed as well. Like, so for example, if you compare the tripods with the Bile Titans, the Bile Titans used to be like much more inconsistent, right? Like you would hit him and then it would deflect, and sometimes their armor won't break, and you don't know how many shots you need, and it was just a weird thing. Even though I love playing against the bugs, that's just how it was. But with the Illuminates, everything is just better when it comes to the weak spots, the hitboxes, which makes weapons like the laser cannon really strong. Like for example, if you're going against the tripods, just hitting them in that weak spot consistently, which is going to be like the joint area between their leg and head, destroys them, right? And on top of that, you can take care of the flying enemies, the zombies, you can just melt them down, or the melee enemies as well. And next up is going to be the Gatling Sentry. Now, first of all, this is very effective, but the most important thing is that it's extremely fun. You just throw it down and you watch it destroy the zombies. And there's a very cool feeling to that, man. The whole Illuminate situation made the game closer to like a zombie apocalypse game in a way, combined with aliens. And that's a combination that I feel like every gamer is gonna love no matter what. And taking them down fast with a powerful stratagem is something that we love even more. So you can't go wrong with the Gatling, right? For the weapons, guys, we're going to be using the crossbow and the new melee weapon. Now, that's why I'm using the shield. The shield makes both of these very, very strong, especially in combination with the peak physique. Now, there's going to be two options when it comes to the armor here. The first one is going to be peak physique. That is mostly if you're going to be focusing on your melee combat against enemies, right? That's when it's going to come in clutch because you're going to be dealing 100% more damage. However, if you want way faster reload on the crossbow, then you're going to pick up the new armors with the increased reload speed, and that's going to make the crossbow feel way better behind the shield. This weapon can take out zombies, melee enemies, can take out the tripods as well, as long as you're hitting that joint area. And finally, for the grenade stun nades, the reason I like to run stun with this build is like if there's a lot of enemies in front of me and a few of them are, let's say, melee enemies, I'm kind of getting overwhelmed. That's when I like to drop it. Then I like to attack them with my melee weapon while keeping my shield up, so I'm blocking the incoming range damage, and that gives me the survivability and time to easily take care of the melee enemies first, then create more distance and take care of the ranged enemies. And that right there, guys, is my top 3 favorite builds against the Illuminates. Make sure to let me know what you guys think about them in the comment section below, and also drop your favorite builds in the comment section. I'm pretty sure you guys probably have some insane ideas as well, and I would absolutely love to try them out live on stream. By the way, I stream both on YouTube and on Twitch. We have a super chill community, and I would absolutely love to see you guys there. If you guys did enjoy this one, and only if you did, slap the like, sub to the channel. There's more content on the way. As always, stay positive, stay disciplined, and I'll see you all on the next one.
Let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't here to make friends. Yeah. I ain't never slowing down, keep on going till I'm back.